All right, all right. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to PTA Sports Live. Hey, man, we got a special one for y'all today, man. See a couple of heads coming in here. I see Brandon. What's going on, Brandon? Thanks for joining us. Hopefully we get a few more people up in here. But we ain't gonna waste no time, man. We are not gonna waste any time. I am here with man, this guy that I'm here with probably has one of the best, one of the best, all
Mm-hmm.
right, song playlists on Twitch. Okay, this guy's playlist is immaculate. This guy's playlist is great, and all of a sudden, a bunch of people just popped in. What's going on, everybody? How are y'all doing? Hey, I'm joined here with Jay. Jay is a fantastic Twitch streamer. Man, he's streams every day, damn near. So I need trees and coffee in the chat from man Jay. Thank you very much for coming on, brother. I appreciate you. How you doing tonight?
Doing great, man. Pest, thanks for having me in here. I'm still, bear with me with the camera. This is my first time dealing with, the old school iFlip phone looking thing here. So I'll lean back. I don't have my camera optimized for this, so I apologize. Pest, man, thank you very much for having me on the show. I appreciate it, dude.
Oh, I appreciate you, brother. So, just a quick backstory. I accidentally stumbled upon Jay's Twitch stream, right? As I was sitting here in this exact seat, I was teleworking, and I do one of two things when I sit here and I telework, right? I either have YouTube going on or I have Twitch going on, and I love watching people play Madden. And I saw a suggestion, and I was like, let me check this guy out. Click, click. And about 5 minutes later, I was hooked. I was hooked on Jay's Twitch channel, and it was because of his playlist, man. The music that he plays during his streams, man, I love it, man. So
I appreciate it.
So tell me, man, before we get into that, man, give me some of your favorite artists, man. What are some of your favorite artists to listen to while you streaming?
Incubus is probably my favorite. Incubus is number one. Modest Mouse, Lupe Fiasco, The Roots, MF Doom. Just anything from rock and roll to hip hop.
Okay.
That's typically, we do go a lot of older school, like Tony.
Yeah.
Early 1990s hip hop. Yeah, to Aloe Black.
I hear all kinds of stuff in there, and I'll be sitting here, and I got to be honest. Sometimes I'm not even paying attention to you play. I'm just listening to the music that you're playing.
Oh yeah, you and a lot of other people. People don't care what I say. They're like, all right, Jordan will shut up at some time, but they'll listen to the music in the background because I'll go 2 or 3 minutes without saying anything. But yeah, I don't feel bad.
No, man. Listen, the playlist is nasty. All right. All right, so cool. So, as you know, right, this is a predominantly football. It's predominantly Giants, but it's predominantly football. So we're going to start with a little bit of football talk. So Little Birdie tells me that you are a Chicago Bears fan. Is that correct?
I am. Yeah.
Okay. How long have you been a Chicago Bears forever? Or did you like start with one team or go to another team? Has it been your only team?
Actually, it's always been the Chicago Bears. Whenever I was younger, I'm from the St. Louis area, so whenever I was younger, it was Chicago Bears. The St. Louis Rams move into town, I become a St. Louis Rams fan, and I kind of lost a little bit of traction with the Bears there through the late '90s to the early 2000s. Mm-hmm. And then whenever the Rams pulled out of town, it broke my heart, and I had to choose between the Tennessee Titans, Kansas City Chiefs, and Chicago Bears, and I was already loyal to the Chicago Bears, so I had to choose them. But I wanted to root for an AFC team, so I chose the Kansas City Chiefs as well. Okay. But then I also moved out to Seattle, and I'm also a Seahawks fan because, hey, I hate the Rams, so I got to root for anybody that's going against the Rams. I hate the Rams more than I'm a team favorite. It's hard. So I'm from Southern Illinois, but I'm still an Illinois guy, so I still have to root for the Bears. But it was just tough to lose the Rams, man. So now I'm rooting for the Bears.
That's funny because my brother-in-law, that side of my family, they're all from California. My brother-in-law is a big Rams fan, and when they moved to there you go. Benjamin Newton, he's a Rams fan, and he always talks about going to strip clubs. Maybe we'll get into strip clubs later. My brother-in-law is a big Rams fan. He was a Rams fan when they were in LA. When they left LA and went to St. Louis, it broke his heart. It crumbled him. But he said, you know what? I'm not going to switch teams. I'm going to stick with the Rams. And so then when they came back to LA, he was super psyched about it. But I always give him all kinds of crap about being a Rams fan. When the Rams lost to the Patriots, I didn't let him live that. I still don't let him live that down.
Oh yeah,
y'all had one job,
and they couldn't do it.
Job. Yeah. Okay. All right. So as a Bears fan, it's a little bit rough for you, man. It's been a little bit rough for you, man. I can remember when the Bears were just a powerhouse team, man. And like it seems like the Bears they're always like they look like they can be good, but then something happens. So I mean, how are you feeling about where your Bears stand right now?
It's always, man, I get this question a lot in the morning. It's like every morning somebody wants to make fun of Chicago Bears because of Mitchell Trubisky. I fully believe it starts at the QB position. We haven't had a QB, and I like Jay Cutler. He was a little soft, but I liked him. We still couldn't put it together then. But man, Mitch Trubisky is just not the answer there. You
don't like Mitch Trubisky?
No, he has trouble. He has trouble grasping the situation. I think that he has trouble processing it.
I thought it was interesting when they traded up to get him, especially with some better quarterbacks on the board. As I watch Mitch Trubisky, I see a guy that has potential, but he almost seems like he doesn't know how to reach that potential.
Well, he's a good athlete. He started, I believe it was 12 games as a collegiate starter. So he's a good athlete. I think they were a little presumptuous on what kind of talent he had rather than just raw talent as opposed to NFL talent. But he just hasn't translated to the league. He had one decent year in his rookie year, and then he just falls apart.
Well, I mean, you got that defense though. That defense.
We do have the defense, yeah.
Your defense is real nasty. Your defense is scary.
Yeah, Khalil Mack. I mean, probably the best defensive player in the league.
Yeah, I would agree that he's definitely up there. So when the Bears gave up a king's ransom for Khalil Mack, how'd you feel about that?
I think you have to sacrifice a lot to get the best, and we went out and got the best. It wouldn't sting so much if we didn't make that Trubisky pick. We actually picked somebody a little better, but yeah, I think it was worth it. We'll come out well in the end.
All right.
It was a little expensive, but
what about Nick Foles?
Yeah, he has a prior relationship with some of the coaching staff in Chicago, so they're saying he's going to fit the scheme. He's going to fit their scheme, and I don't know. I feel like they made another, because this was at the same time that Cam Newton was free.
Right.
He wasn't signed.
When he was going to the Bears too.
I was hoping he was, but I knew that the front office wouldn't pick Cam Newton. They went with somebody like Nick Foles. Dude's a little too old, I believe. He's got a hell of a cannon, but he's just old. He had one decent half end of the year in Philly. 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years.
I mean, he did win a Super Bowl, yeah, but can he replicate it?
You know what? I'm with you, man. I really am, because Nick Foles he's an interesting case, man. Because like Nick Foles has always been talented, and he's always been an average to an above average quarterback. but it always seemed like the pieces around him just didn't fit. And I don't know how the pieces are going to fit with him. I mean, first of all, is there a quarterback controversy? Do you think there's a quarterback controversy in Chicago right now?
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not bringing in Nick Foles. Yeah. They're not bringing him in to back. They're not bringing him in to back up Trubisky. No.
No, you don't think so?
No. I think they're making them. I think they're going to make a move on Trubisky this year. You have to move on the dude. You have to.
How many games does Trubisky play?
3.
You think 3?
Yeah.
Wow.
If 3. That, he might not even be the season starter.
Well, so it's interesting because we don't even know if there's going to be preseason games. So how can they really like gauge if Foles is better than Trubisky?
You just have to go from camp, I guess. Yeah. You just have to make that determination. But they'll probably stick. I really don't know. I haven't read any rumors or anything like that. I mean, Foles was a starter in Jacksonville. I don't see why he wouldn't come and be a starter in Chicago.
I mean,
Trubisky's trash.
Wait a minute. Okay, so Foles beat out Gardner Minshew to be the starter in Jacksonville. So do you think that Gardner Minshew is as good or better than Trubisky?
That's funny you asked that because we were looking at that this morning, actually. Gardner Minshew had a better QBR than Mitch Trubisky. Mitch Trubisky he was the 3rd to last QBR in the league. So
was your O-line? How was your O-line? I don't remember.
And that's what a lot of people were saying. The O-line was bad. The O-line was bad. But there's a lot of teams that have shitty O-lines.
I mean, listen, you're talking to a fan of
right.
You're talking to a fan of a team that didn't get a whole good O-line until today. Like we just got a good O-line. So, I mean, as someone who's watched his team kind of neglect their O-line for a long time, and I'm biased, right? Because I'm a trenches guy. Whenever I've coached football and throughout the whole time that I played football, I've always been a defensive lineman. I've always been a defensive line coach or a defensive coordinator. So I'm real biased because I think trenches are everything when it comes to football. But as someone who has watched his team neglect the offensive line, I truly do believe that even though the quarterback is important, that offensive line, if that offensive line is not giving that quarterback the 2 to 4 seconds to make his reads appropriately and then throw a well-aimed ball, I mean, it don't matter who your quarterback is. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of doesn't, in my opinion. So that's why I asked how your O-line was.
The O-line is bad, but I mean, Daniel Jones had a better QBR and Eli both had a better QBR than Mitch Trubisky.
But Daniel Jones is the GOAT. All right.
Right.
Daniel Jones is the GOAT. Daniel Jones is just waiting. All right. I say that half jokingly, but I really like Daniel Jones, even though I hated the pick. I'm on record as hating the pick.
Okay.
But I really like Daniel Jones. I really like what Daniel Jones brings to the table. And so, but it's, it's interesting because you brought up that, Trubisky started 12 games, in college. And that was one of my issues with like a Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you get these quarterbacks who essentially have only started for one season, did you really learn anything? Did you really learn anything in one season? I mean, talent alone can propel you to the promised land, but that's very rare cases. They're not all going to be Patrick Mahomes, who's just his talent is out of this world.
I think a year is plenty. If you're, I hate to say the word, I hate saying this, but if you're cerebral enough, take Daniel Jones, for instance, dude's intelligent. Mm-hmm. Don't you think he has the capacity to play a full season, to be able to then reflect and grow off of your strengths and your weaknesses? Mitch Trubisky he's on a downward trend, man. He's getting worse every year. So if he can't take away and reflect on the prior year and I guess strengthen his weaknesses, whatever it may be, I don't know if it's his 3 drop. I don't know. I mean, the dude can't hit anything past 5 yards. But you got to look at the intangibles like that, and that's why you're excited about Daniel Jones, right? The dude's pretty smart. He's pretty athletic. If I were a Giants fan, I'd worry that he doesn't have that killer instinct because he seems a little soft.
Right.
But does Mitch Trubisky have anything other than that he's kind of athletic? Like he kind of comes off as being kind of like a bonehead. I haven't listened to him speak enough to really make that comment. I mean, fair enough to him. I don't know if he's an idiot or not. That's just one humble man's opinion about the QB situation in Chicago.
I mean, listen, I always try to factor a couple of different things. Because here's what I do remember. This is what I remember from last season with the Bears. Oh man, what's that kid you guys got, the running back?
Tariq Cohen?
No, he's the young guy. I think last year was his first year, and he cannot be tackled. I can't think of his name right now. I can't think of his name, but he didn't get utilized enough. This kid, no one could tackle this kid, and you would think that he'd be on the field more, but he kind of wasn't. And I was always like kind of curious. And the reason, the biggest reason was because I picked him up on one of my fantasy leagues because I thought he was going to be a gem. Like I watched him in the preseason, and he was nasty. And I can't think of this guy's name, man.
I know, and that shows my fandom. Dave
Montgomery, thank you. Montgomery. Yo, I love that kid. I love the way he runs. I love his attitude on the field. He's got a nasty streak. He wants to hit. He wants to run you the hell over. Like, I love the way this kid runs the ball. And I was like, yo, why is Nagy not giving this kid the ball more? No one can tackle this kid. So based off of that, I question, is Nagy the guy you guys need as your head coach? Now, I don't follow the Bears enough to know that, but based off of what I saw from him, I was like, yo, why is this? You're not – it's almost like Pat Shurmur and the way he used Saquon Barkley. Mm-hmm. Like, he did not use Saquon Barkley appropriately. So it makes me wonder, is Nagy not using his players correctly? Is this scheme doesn't fit Trubisky? I mean, Cam Newton, when he came out, he was athletic as hell, but he was a 1-2 read quarterback, and they had to adapt towards him. So that's always a question for me when I'm looking at some of these coach quarterback combos.
It could be and you're right. It could be just the combination. I wasn't a huge fan of the Nagy pickup, anyways. Whenever he came from Philadelphia, I guess I don't like the Eagles. I'm sure you're not an Eagles fan either. But I was never impressed with Philadelphia.
We hate the Eagles here. We hate them. I'm actually kind of indifferent about the Eagles because the team I hate for a very petty reason that my chat knows is the Washington team that doesn't have a name right now. Yeah. I hate that team. I hate that team with a passion. I think I will always hate that team with a passion. Yeah. But we do hate Philly up in here. Yeah, we do. Yeah.
So I think they played a little bit of weak ball. It's kind of like the check run and gun, 5 to 15 yards, which is perfect for Mitch, but the Nagy system is going to be perfect for Nick Foles, and I think if he can't put it together here in the next year or so, he'll be gone. They've got to do something. They've got to do something, and those are the two identified issues, I would say.
I mean, it seems like a common theme, with the exception of like super homers. It seems like the common theme between the Bear fans is that you guys don't have your quarterback yet, which is unfortunate because you put together a package to move up to get him. So, yeah, that's just. I don't know. We're gonna have to see what happens with that situation. It's interesting though. It's something that I'm going to pay attention to actually, just because I want to see like, all right, is it going to be Foles or is it going to be Trubisky? Like, who's it going to be? Yeah. How are they going to figure that out? It's a very interesting situation, especially when you're talking about like the most important player on your team.
He's definitely on the clock.
So tell me, man, how are you feeling about the week 2 matchup against the Giants?
I mean, honestly, the Giants aren't really a threat, just like I'm sure you're not too threatened by the Chicago Bears, right?
Right. Now, I listen.
Yeah.
We on the come up, and so there cannot be a whole lot of smack talked about, a team having to play the Giants right now. That's understandable. It is understandable.
If I had somebody like Saquon Barkley on my team, I'd be excited about the upcoming year. Honestly, with Chicago, I'm more concerned with them getting this quarterback coach issue fixed and being able to move the ball efficiently and let Allen Robinson and Tariq Cohen and Dave Montgomery let these guys get run a little bit. But as far as the Giants go, our defense is probably one of the best defenses in the league. Daniel Jones, I think he will be also. Well, I think he will be successful. Just who are they throwing to in New York?
I mean, we got a couple of weapons. You're sleeping on our weapons, Jay. You're sleeping on our weapons. No, I'm not. Okay, I'm going to be completely honest with you. The wide receiver core is probably the least excited, position room for me.
Yeah.
So like, I like Darius Slayton. I think Darius Slayton is a monster. And then like we got Golden Tate. We got Sterling Shepard, and then we got Evan Ingram if he doesn't get hurt. So I mean, we have some decent wide receivers. They're not world beaters. They're not all pros yet. I think Darius Slayton could become one in 3 years or so, maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie. Last season when we played y'all, I was afraid of the game. I was afraid of the defense and what the defense was going to do to the Giants.
Yeah.
So, like, I can sit here and tell you honestly, I'm not happy with our schedule to begin with. I think our schedule was tough as hell. I don't feel great about the Bears game only because of your defense. I'm not scared of your offense at all, but I am afraid of your defense, and I don't know what our offensive line configuration is going to be. So it concerns me when we're dealing with Khalil Mack.
Right.
That concerns me because Khalil Mack is Khalil Mack.
Listen to these names: Akeem Hicks, Robert Quinn, Roquan Smith, Jalen Johnson, Tayshaun Gibson. That's pretty decent D. I mean, a lot of vets.
Right.
But a pretty decent D.
Oh, listen. No doubt. I have concerns with your D. When for that week 2, when I do my preview of this game, I want you to come back to my channel. I want you to click on that video, and I want you to listen to me shake in my fucking boots as we talk about having to face his defense. Okay, especially because it's week 2. Let me make sure I'm not saying that wrong. I'm pretty sure it is week 2. And so when you factor in the fact that the preseason is being shortened, which sucks. It is week 2. The preseason is being shortened, which sucks. B, this whole situation with COVID and the way that they have to kind of maneuver through this is really like messing us up. We've got an entire coaching staff. This is the first time they've worked together. This is the first time that they're implementing these schemes. The first time that they're using these plays. I don't feel comfortable per se with that week 2 matchup with the Bears. That's just coming from a logical, common sense perspective. Like, this does not look so good for the Giants, but it also doesn't look good for the Bears. I think it's going to be a sloppy ass game. I think it's going to be super sloppy on all fronts. It's going to probably be a lot of holding on both offensive linemen.
Yeah.
There's going to be some stupid ass reads from both of our quarterbacks. There's going to be probably a shitload of missed tackles on both defenses. Like, I think the game is going to just be sloppy as hell.
Yeah.
Sloppy as hell.
Don't you think though, for the first that's a really, really good point that I haven't thought about. Without preseason games, I mean, these games are going to be really, really sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to mess with fantasy football quite a bit. That was a really good point.
Oh yeah. These games are going to be just disgusting, and that's going to be around the entire league. But it's going to be worse for a team like the Giants who have a new coaching staff. Mm-hmm. I can definitely see, because I mean, like, they're even talking about like having no preseason games. Like right now, they're saying there's going to be 2, but there is a potential that there are no preseason games. That means that weeks 1 through 4 are the preseason in the season, and preseason games are always sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, we're talking about league-wide sloppy ass football for every single team. And I don't even know how they're going to really do these OTAs and these training camps. They can barely touch each other right now. So like, how are they going to work on tackling? How are they going to work on hand placement for the offensive lineman, or hand placement for the defensive lineman in terms of ripping and swimming and spinning? How are they going to do that, because they can't even touch each other? It's going to be sloppy. This is not. I don't think this is going to be enjoyable for anybody. Your team or my team. I don't think it's going to be enjoyable. This is going to be nasty, sloppy game. God forbid it's a weather game.
Fingers crossed.
If it's a weather game, it's going to be even worse.
Yeah, you'll have Saquon. The workhorse will be carrying the squad. So
I was going to say, listen, I have a feeling that we're going to get a healthy dose of Saquon the first couple of weeks, because running the ball is safe. All right, it's safe. It's safe in real life. It's safe in Madden. You run the ball. So I can honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we see like a Saquon versus Montgomery type of deal where they're just running the ball. Hey, whose guys are nastier? Who can move men better? That may be what it is. Okay, so my next question for you, man, is all time, who is your favorite Bears player all time?
Probably Ditka.
Ditka.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Ditka. Just his attitude. I mean, he represents Chicago.
Okay.
It exudes Chicago. Cigar hanging out of his mouth, or the way he played football.
All right, I can get with Ditka. Ditka was a hard ass, man. Ditka messed your whole day up. Yeah. So when he became your coach, I'm sure you were all about that.
Oh yeah. Well, I was too young to remember. Like, I just remember him actually being the coach. So I don't remember him playing. I remember seeing him playing in my adulthood.
Right.
And being like, God dang, or my childhood, coming up, watching, understanding football, whatnot. But you're right. Whenever you saw him play, it made sense by the way he coached.
Okay.
So, and that's what Chicago is. Hard-nosed football that we've kind of gotten away from over the last few years.
I think the whole league has kind of gotten away from just like football. Football is a gladiator sport, man. Like it is the whole point of football is one guy beating up on another guy for 60 minutes. Mm-hmm. And we're kind of going away from that beating each other up aspect, which is real sad, because I grew up in an era where football, for me, from what I remember, Gale Sayers, I'm gonna highlight this right here, because this guy right here, Jay Berman, this dude is kind of a football historian, and he knows his shit, man. We're gonna do a series of videos, or we're gonna do a live stream. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out the logistics of it. We're gonna talk about nothing but old school football. I'm so excited about that. But I grew up in an era where playing football was legitimately about getting color on your helmet.
Oh yeah,
that's all you cared about.
Yeah. How many marks you get?
Did I get color on my helmet? That's all we cared about. Yeah. And we've gone away from that, and it's really sad, man. It really, I mean, football is still cool to watch. It's still fun. I found a new reason to love football because about five-ish years ago, I turned into more of a coach, and so now I watch the game a little bit differently. I understand more of the X's and the O's, and I understand the strategy behind it a little bit more. Whereas in the past, I just wanted to see somebody's head get knocked off. Mm-hmm. So like it's a little sad. It's a little sad that the game has kind of gone that direction. Okay, so who's your favorite player, any team, all time?
I'd have to say, probably one of the Chicago Bears.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I said Ditka. It was the first thing that came out, but Sayers or even Walter Payton. Like, how can Walter Payton not be one of your favorite players?
Sweetness. Walter Payton was an animal.
Right. Yeah, and he was the most humble, and Singletary. There's just a lot of players from that Chicago Bears era and earlier. That I enjoy. I do enjoy the new blood, the Saquon, the Christian McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys are playing well. So I don't know if I have like a necessarily favorite, but I got a group of favorite guys.
Okay, all right. And what about when you were following the Rams? Who was one of your favorite players from the Rams teams?
Marshall Faulk.
Of course.
Yeah.
Marshall Faulk. Yeah.
Yeah, or Isaac Bruce. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, those are good names, man. Those are all good names.
Yeah, Marshall Faulk, man, just the greatest show on turf.
Yeah, man,
it was great to watch.
That Rams team, you can't deny how great that Rams team was, man. They were so good, and they just they were a team that always looked faster than everybody else.
Yeah,
like they looked like they were moving at a different speed. It was amazing to watch, and I didn't really get that when I was younger, but I've gone back and I've watched just some of the games. Like if NFL Network is playing like an old school Rams game, I always stop and watch for a little bit just because it seemed like they were moving way faster than the opponent, and I never quite understood how they were doing it. They were just so good.
Just had speed, yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. So let's I've seen a lot of people saying stuff in the chat, so I'm gonna kind of scroll up and highlight some of these ones that are funny. Like this one right here. LA has some of the best strip clubs in the country. Yeah, we all have to wear masks for Benjamin, okay? Like we have to wear. This is the only reason why we need to wear masks, so that Benjamin can go hit the strip clubs, all right? Because he is dying. That's all that he talks about is the strip clubs. And I'm not mad at you, all right? But until then, you got to get a hobby, Benjamin, and it can't involve lotion, my guy. It just can't. Let's see what else. He said he always talks smack about Carson Wentz. He hates Carson. He wears another man.
Ouch.
That is terrible. Jay Berman, he says Foles and Trubisky both make good backup quarterbacks. Beard need a young gun to build around. Hey, that's what Jay from J to J. Yep. Let's see what else do we have here. What else we got here? Yeah, DJ put on 9 pounds of muscle. Yeah, I saw that. We talked about that a little bit. Mr. Trubisky looks like Tony Romo with the helmet on. It's all the eyes. I don't know, man. I personally think Romo was a pretty damn good quarterback. I hated Romo when he played because he played for the stupid, nasty, stinking, disgusting, filthy fucking Cowboys.
Right.
But I always hated Romo because he was good. I mean, he choked in the clutch.
Yeah.
Romo was damn good.
He had the intangible. He was smart, man.
Yeah. And you can see that with his commentary. Like his commentary is so good. There's a reason why he's getting ready to make a shit ton of money to talk about football for an hour on Sundays. Like, because he's good at it and he's smart. Some Cowboys fan was trying to argue with me earlier, said Romo was a better quarterback than Eli because he had better stats. Listen. Listen. Romo was more athletic than Eli. I wouldn't say that Romo was better than Eli, not by a long shot. I mean, but Romo put up some stats though. He put up some stats, man. Like you can't front. You got to admit it. Buckets was the best until LT came along. Hey, I love me some LT, but I remember seeing film on Buckets when I was younger. Like they showed when I was in high school. They showed like a lot of the old defensive lineman film. Mm-hmm. So I remember seeing like Buckkiss, and I remember seeing Night Train, Deacon Jones. I remember seeing like Jesus, I can't believe I'm brain farting his name right now, and I always seem to brain fart this guy's name, Reggie White.
There you go.
I remember seeing film on all these guys, and the coach is trying to like teach us what they were doing. And so I remember these guys all being beasts, man, being beasts. But then LT showed up, and LT changed the entire game.
Oh yeah, LT is the GOAT outside linebacker.
Listen, LT was on a different level, and maybe it was all the drugs he was doing. I don't know, but he was on a different level. Hey, man, back then a lot of those players was on heavy drug, like Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin was on.
Oh yeah,
heavy. He was on cocaine heavy, and that might have been why he was so damn good because he was juiced up, man, juiced up. Hey, what's going on, Zoopy? Zoopy? Hey, what's up, Zoopy? How you doing, brother? Thanks for being here, man. All right, so all right, let's talk about Madden. Let's talk some Madden. How long have you been playing Madden for?
I've been playing my whole life.
Yeah.
I mean, since it came out, but I have two older brothers, so they got the game. So I've got one older brother that's like 9 years older than me. Mm-hmm. So I started.
You had to be the second controller all the time, basically.
Oh yeah, well I was the third, so I had two older brothers that played it, and I just got to watch.
Okay, all right. And when you were younger, were you a big franchise guy, or were y'all just doing play now?
No, franchise. Always building the franchise.
Okay.
Especially whenever I played by myself, it was always franchise. We didn't play each other a lot. We played the computer. Ran a franchise and played the computer.
Okay. So if you could look back and think of one particular thing from franchise back in the day that sticks out in your mind that maybe is not there now, what was it?
Man, back in the day, the main thing that we used to do is create a player. Well, that I used to do is create a player, and you can still kind of do that now. I don't play a lot of CFM right now.
Okay.
So there's a lot that I get missed. I really, to kind of go off the beaten path, but if I played more CFM, I was playing NCAA.
Yes, NCAA.
Dynasty. I was playing Dynasty mode.
Ooh, NCAA.
So on Madden. Yeah, on Madden I was playing head-to-head. Later years, and then franchise or Dynasty on Dynasty mode.
Yes, I actually still have NCAA. I got a couple of NCAAs in my.
The 14's worth something right now.
Is it? I don't even know. Which one do I got? Let me pull this open here. Let me see which ones do I got, because I have. Oh man, I got you. Okay. Oh, well, what do you know?
There you go.
NCAA 14. How do you like that? Yeah, it's in mint condition too. Yeah.
I think they go for like 150 maybe.
Stop playing with me. Are you serious? I'll sell this mug right now. Yeah,
I'm serious. Let me see.
Yeah, I still pop that bad boy in every now and then. It's funny because the thing that I miss most from the franchise that's not in franchise now, but it is in NCAA, was the ability to start create an entire team.
Yeah,
you can determine if that team was good or if that team was bad, and you build that team up. One of my proudest moments was in some of those NCAA games where I would create a team, because at the time they had a team builder, the team builder server that they had. You can create your players and all that stuff and give them ratings and then download it. And I can remember I'd always made sure that I had one or two good players on offense and one or two good players on defense, and everybody else sucked.
Yeah,
I'd have the worst team possible, and I would just I'd play that team until I could get that team to win a national championship. Prison Mike, what's up, Prison Mike? How you doing, man? Hope you ain't been dropping the soap too much. Hope you're getting your commissary and your conjugal visits. Always a pleasure to see you, Prison Mike. Prison that better not be Bigger Mike. It better not be Bigger Mike under a pseudonym. Because if that's Bigger Mike under a pseudonym, man, we gonna have problems.
Prison Mike.
Prison Mike. Prison Mike. Hey, have I heard about Marcus Golden? I have heard about Marcus Golden. I'm going to talk about that on a video here shortly. Not tonight, but tomorrow. I'll get a video about Marcus Golden. I read about that. Yeah, man, that was always my favorite thing to do, was just start a franchise or start a dynasty with a team that sucked. And I would just grind on that team until I could win a national championship. I would also do the same thing in Madden. I think Madden 08 might have been the last time you were able to create a team. And it's not Bigger Mike. Okay. Madden 08 was the last time you can create a team. And I would always make a cupcake team. It would just be a terrible ass team. And I would just kind of work my way up through through free agency and through the draft. And I'd grind. Yeah, I would just grind. Yo, sometimes it would take me like, I remember it took me like 10 seasons.
God
to
dang.
win a Super Bowl. It took me like 10 seasons of just grinding. And I wouldn't play every game. I'd sim, like I'd probably sim like half the seasons because it would take forever if I was, playing off. But I'd sim like half the season. I'd play half of the games. And, I got good enough to where I could get in the playoffs probably like maybe season 4 or 5. I was getting in the playoffs, but then I'd lose. And it took me like almost 10 seasons to win a Super Bowl, man. But I was like, yeah, I did it once I finally won a Super Bowl, man.
Nice.
So you are, as I would refer to, one of the mutt jocks.
Yeah.
W likes to call us CFM nerds. I'm a CFM nerd, but you're one of the mutt jocks. I actually have gained a new appreciation for you guys. I was one of the dumbasses that said, man, mutt ruined it for the CFM guys, these fucking mutt players.
Yeah.
But I've actually gained a new sense of appreciation for you guys. And this is one of those life lessons that I try to teach or pass on to some of my subscribers about living in an echo chamber, because I took the time to go and read some mutt players blogs and watch some mutt players videos and check them out on Twitch. And this is a good question. Hey Jay, we're gonna get to this question in a little bit. And just kind of watch you guys and listen to you guys talk about the game. And I've come to the realization that you guys are getting screwed over just like we are getting screwed over like CFM guys, because there's tons of stuff that you guys have been asking for to be put in the game that they haven't even put in the game. I didn't know that y'all don't have a practice mode in Mutt.
Yep. No practice mode.
Crazy. How do you not have a practice mode in Mutt? How do you not have the ability to work on your scheme to see what players are good at what? I didn't know that because I don't play a lot of Mutt. I jump up on Mutt for maybe 3 hours total on any Madden that I own.
Yeah.
And that's going to probably change. I'm going to actually probably start playing some more Mutt and getting into Mutt a little bit, but I'm not in a position where I can spend extra money on Mutt.
No. And you can play without spending the extra money.
Yeah. I always see people doing the no money spent grind on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that's something that I guess I'd be interested in, especially if when I start my Twitch channel, I'll probably just do no money spent grinds, because that's content that people can sit and watch, and they can watch me grow.
Yeah.
And it kind of feels like we did it together. But yeah, I gained a new appreciation for the Mutt guys, because I didn't realize, man, how bad you guys are getting screwed over. I didn't realize that while CFM doesn't change every year, neither does Mutt.
Right.
So if there were 3 features that you could get in Mutt in future Maddens, what would they be?
Custom playbooks, practice mode. I don't know what the third one would be. Custom playbooks, practice mode, and I don't know what that third one would be. Probably just to make sure that we have content throughout the year.
So y'all aren't getting content all year long?
No, it stopped early this year.
Really?
Yeah, way early. That's why people are pissed off.
When you say content, what do you mean?
Like new cards.
Okay.
Like a new Saquon Barkley. So we don't have a 99 Saquon Barkley. We've got a 97 Saquon.
That's sacrilege.
Right.
I'm getting ready to tweet EA right now.
Right. How the hell are you gonna do that?
How you gonna disrespect Saquon? I'm wearing a Saquon Tecmo shirt. How you gonna disrespect Saquon right now?
Right. They only have him to a 97. It's a shame, man.
Okay.
So they'll just so they release content throughout the year, new cards, content, ways to get the new cards, new packs, shit like that. And they just kind of stopped early this year. Usually they go through the summer. Okay. They stopped back in April.
Okay. So I remember watching I think I was watching iMath. He was going through his MUT teams, and I remember they had like Most Feared, and they had I think they had like a Christmas thing where they gave presents. I think I remember seeing that.
Frozen, yep.
And then I think they had like some kind of an Easter thing that he was doing. I don't really remember because it was a couple of years back. So like, are they still doing those kind of things?
Yeah. They'll do a promo and release like holiday themed cards.
Okay.
For playoffs, they'll do it for Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween. They do it throughout the year. Because it just means more packs sold for them means more money.
Right, of course, because they made like I think they made like $1 billion. Didn't they make like $1 billion off of MUT? That's crazy. They're making crazy money, man.
Yeah, tons of money.
And you know what? I can't even be mad at a company for making as much money as they possibly can. Like, you can't be mad at a company for making as much money as they possibly can.
Capitalism at its finest.
Yeah, but when you're alienating probably the two biggest modes. I mean, for a little bit, those were the only two modes. You had Madden, you had Madden Ultimate Team, you had CFM, and then you could do Play Now. You could do online head to head. But like, I never really realized that they were alienating both of our modes so much. I didn't know that they stopped making content so early this year.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So what? If you were EA comes to you and they say, "Hey Jay, what do you want us to do content wise?" That's fresh and new for Madden 21. What do you tell them?
Live updated cards that go up and down through the year. So like, somebody has a good week, they get a higher rating. They have a bad week, that rating goes down. Something simple like that. So that's like an active card that's on your roster, or is that an active card in the auction block? It would be both. Yeah. So it'd just be like a specific, how they have the Halloween cards and the Christmas card. Right. It would be a certain type of program card that just stays live throughout the year.
Do you think people would use those cards though?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It would be fun because the price would go up and down on it. Somebody has
buy low and sell it high, baby.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Okay. All right. That's what's up. I never, like I said, I'm glad that you were able to come here, because this is kind of one of the first times that I've had the opportunity to have this kind of a conversation with someone who is more of a MUT player than a CFM player. In my world, I actually run a 32-man connected franchise league.
Nice.
I want to say right now we have about 22 users, because the leagues are big when Madden drops, and those leagues will continue to have momentum till about January, February, and then it's a struggle for the rest of the year, because by then the franchise players are either burnt out because connected franchise mode is really boring. Like, it's really boring. It's only fun for someone like me who enjoys the team building. Like, I've never won a Super Bowl in my league. Although I'm one of the top teams in the league. But I don't care about winning Super Bowls. I want to take a team and I want to make that team better. So, for instance, for this year, I ended up with the Indianapolis Colts, which I was cool with because that's my AFC team. I like to follow the Colts, mostly because of Peyton Manning. When I was younger, I was a huge Peyton Manning fan. so I took this team and I've slowly built this team into a really good team. And so like I've done that through free agency. I've done that through the draft, and then I've done that just by based on playing, who I'm training, whatnot. Because there is actually quite a bit of in-depth stuff in CFM, but as I said, it gets boring. So it loses steam. It seems to lose steam around February timeframe. And then you've kind of got to figure out ways to keep people engaged, keep people interested to the point where like I ended up like creating like a radio show for it. And I did all kinds of stuff because I just tried to keep these guys engaged. So I noticed that happens a lot for CFM. Does that happen for Mutt? Or is there a dead period for Mutt? And what is that dead period?
We're in it right now. It's dead period's usually between May and the release of the next year.
Okay. So what does that dead period mean for y'all? Does that just mean that not as many people playing?
Not as many people playing, not as many people viewing, not as much content to talk about. Whenever they don't release new content, we can't release new content. We can continue to play the game as much as we do, but like you said, man, that kind of gets old.
Okay, man, this is all interesting stuff. Okay, Jay Berman put up a really good question, and I'm gonna give you a quick challenge here. So if you were a real NFL GM, started from scratch, you can pick 3 guys on offense and 3 on defense from anywhere in the league. This is who you're going to build your team around. Who are you picking?
Patrick Mahomes. Man, I don't. Patrick Mahomes. Man, what's his name? Nelson.
Quentin Nelson.
Quentin Nelson.
Okay.
And then, offense. Man, you got to go with somebody like Saquon, right?
All right.
Saquon.
All right. He's studying for the gram right now, y'all, because he knows this is predominantly a Josh channel. So he's going to be like, we're going to pick Saquon. I'm with it. Okay. And what about on defense?
Khalil Mack. I like Darius Slay. I think he big play Slay. I think he could be one of the best CBs in the game.
Okay.
So I'd pick Slay, and then a free safety. Let's just go with Roquan. We'll go with Roquan.
Okay. All right. So I actually love questions like these, and I figured this would be a fun little exercise for you because this is a Mutt thing right here. This is what you guys essentially. This is what you do in Mutt. You pick a couple of guys, and I'm gonna build around these guys. I like the Quentin Nelson. I have a man crush on Quentin Nelson.
Yeah.
He is such a good guard. He is so powerful and agile, and he's just nasty, man. And some of the hits he lays on people, I just love it. So I'm with you on Quentin Nelson. I also think that I am with you. See, Patrick Mahomes is an easy one, man, because Patrick Mahomes is just so damn good. He's just so damn good, and it'll be fun to build around him. And for me, like it's either going to be like Patrick Mahomes or like Lamar Jackson. I love watching him. I love watching Lamar Jackson do what he does.
I think Mahomes has more longevity.
He does. He does, especially because Mahomes has got a cannon, and Lamar, he's got a mini cannon.
He runs a lot, man. I just don't want to see him take hits and get hurt.
Yeah, he runs. And I mean, like, it's that Cam Newton effect right now, man. Like, Cam Newton's a monster. He's a big boy, and he can take them hits. But you see, Cam Newton is, we don't know. We're gonna have to see what happens with him on the Patriots. But like, his body caught up with him for a second there. Yeah. Like,
you hit 30, man. 30's real.
Listen, it's 100%. I don't care how much of an athlete you are. You can't beat Father Time. You can delay Father Time. Tom Brady's been doing it forever. I don't know how. Right? Maybe it's those avocado ice cream smoothies or something. Right. But you can't beat Father Time. And so Cam's body's caught up to him. And I can understand because when RG3 came into the league, like it looked like he was getting ready to change the game. RG3 looked like he was going to change the game for everyone, and then he just got rocked up, and that was the end of RG3. So that's kind of the reason why it's like Mahomes or Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson is somebody else that I look at, and I'm like, man, I really like Russell, but you'd want to take someone like Patrick because he's young, and you could. I mean, they signed him to a 10-year deal. You can sign this guy to a 10-year deal. He could be your quarterback for the next 10, 15 years. So that's why it's like, oh man. So I rock with you from the standpoint of Patrick Mahomes. I rock with you from the standpoint of Quentin Nelson. I don't know if I rock with you in terms of picking Saquon.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go with Saquon as much as I would a receiver, but I have to think about it.
That's the thing is I love Saquon, but to me, the running back position is not super important. Like,
unfortunately,
it's not super important, man. It's nice to have a Saquon Barkley. I'm loving Gucci Moochie. Where the hell you been, Gucci Moochie? Y'all sleeping on Cam. Listen, I'm not sleeping on Cam. I don't know what Cam is going to be at the man. Got my mouth all parched. Hold on. I don't know what Cam is going to be at the for this upcoming season. I don't know if he's going to be good or not. I want to hope that he's good because I respect Cam Newton. All right, Cam Newton has always been a beast, but I just listen. I don't know about that. Okay, so I'm going with Patrick Mahomes. I'm going with Quentin Nelson, and man.
Who would you pick as
a wide receiver? That I mean, like I would like to have a wide receiver. I would like for him to throw to, but the problem is that I would love to have a safety valve, and that's why I'm thinking like maybe a tight end. Maybe a tight end, like a Travis Kelce or even though Travis Kelce is kind of up there, or maybe a Kittle,
Darren Waller,
maybe a Waller. Yeah, see, that's why it's like, do I want a wide receiver or do I want a tight end? Maybe I want a tight end because a tight end is a good safety valve, So I'm thinking maybe I'm going to go with like a Kittle.
What if it was the receiver though? Who would you pick?
Oh man, that's
Odell.
No, man, I ain't picking no damn Odell. I don't need that problem. I don't need that problem on my team, man. I loved Odell Beckham as on the field. I wasn't the biggest fan of Odell off the field. I wasn't always the biggest fan of Odell in the end zone or on the sideline. But on the field, Odell's a beast.
Fair enough.
Oh man, what wide receiver would I want? Man. That's so difficult, man. That's so. Gucci Moochie said DJ Metcalf. You mean DK Metcalf? DK Metcalf. Yeah, Metcalf is a monster. Metcalf is a monster. Scary Terry from the Washington team that doesn't have a name.
Yeah.
He looks like he's going to be a beast. I still like I like a Sammy Watkins. Oh man. There's so many wide receivers, man. That's a tough one for me to pick. I like DK Metcalf. I'm gonna steal DK Metcalf from Gucci Moochie. I like that. Metcalf. Metcalf looks like a monster. He looks like a monster. Hollywood Brown is someone that I'd probably pick up. If we're talking about like a super rookie, CeeDee Lamb. I hate that Dallas has CeeDee Lamb right now. It sucks. I don't like it at all. CeeDee Lamb looks like he's gonna be a monster. Oh man, I'm gonna go with Metcalf, just kind of by default. But I'm taking George Kittle. I'm gonna take a tight end. On defense, I'm going to take Khalil Mack because Khalil Mack is a monster. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take Khalil Mack, and I'm gonna take Von Miller. I need two monster edge rushers.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna take. Man, I don't know which middle linebacker. I'm going to take a middle linebacker. I would have took Keekly, but he retired.
I was thinking the same thing too.
I would took Keekly, but he retired, man. But like someone like Keekly. So now I got 2 monster edge rushers and a middle linebacker that could be the quarterback. We good. We Gucci, baby. That's what I'm doing. Nick Bosa is a good. Hey, Timmy Times. Nick Bosa is a good choice too.
Yeah,
the Bosa brothers are nasty, man. The Bosa brothers.
Aaron Donald's definitely.
Yeah, the Bosa brothers are ridiculous.
Wagner,
all right. So all right. Guys, I appreciate y'all being here, okay? But we only had Jay for about an hour, all right? And we're at that hour. So I'm just gonna ask you one last question. Where can people find you?
You can find me on twitch.com. Yeah, twitch.com/JDub. But you can find me every morning on Twitch's Madden Index. At I start at 6:30 a.m. Central. I wake up early. I go to sleep early. I wake up early.
He sure does, man. He sure does. Because I'm up at 6:30, sitting here with my computer, doing work, and then I'll get a little notification, or I'll jump on Twitter and I see Coffee Mad, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's that time, and I go click on so I can listen to bomb ass music while I work and watch you take souls on Madden. And then on Twitter?
Yeah, on Twitter it's JAYDUHBB. JDub on Twitter.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that I put the links to both his Twitch and his Twitter in the description of this. I'll ensure that gets put in there so that way you guys can go and check out my man Jay. Listen, he is a great streamer. All right. He is super interactive with his chat. He does not ignore anyone. He tries to converse and talk with everyone. He does giveaways like every day. Every day he's doing some kind of a giveaway. Lots of times it's much stuff, right? But he's always doing some kind of a giveaway. He's always interactive. And he's and listen, he's just an overall great guy. All right. He took some time to come and talk to a guy that's a little small YouTuber, right? Who legitimately messages in his chat box, hey Jay, would you be willing to come on a small YouTuber's channel? And he was like, yes, hit me up on Twitter. I hit him up on Twitter, and here we are. All right. So hey Jay, listen, I really appreciate you coming on and talking with us. Here's what I'm gonna do for you guys.
Likewise,
chat. I'm gonna hang out for a little bit. All right, I'm gonna talk to you guys in the chat for probably about another 15 to 20 minutes. Being that it's almost 10 o'clock, and we can sit in here and we can talk mad shit. But I appreciate you, Jay. Thank you for coming on, brother. It's always a pleasure. You are welcome here anytime you want to. I will be in your chat tomorrow morning, bright and early, because I'll be sitting here teleworking. But any last parting words, anything you want to say to my subscribers?
Yeah, thank you very much, Pest. I appreciate the invite. Subscribers, you guys got a great host here. Just make sure you continue to support him, man. We're all going to help him and watch him grow together.
Awesome. Hey Jay, I really appreciate you, brother. You take care of yourself, man, and we'll talk tomorrow in your chat, man.
Likewise. Have a good one, man. See you guys.
All right, now take care. All right, guys. So that was J Dub. Hey, listen, trees and coffee in the chat for J Dub, man. I really appreciate him coming on and spending some time with me, spending an hour with me, talking about his Chicago Bears, and also talking a little bit about some Madden. I know a lot of y'all are not big, super crazy Madden guys, right? But listen, I'm a Madden guy. I love Madden. I'm gonna talk about Madden on this channel a little bit more because like. It's one of my passions. Madden is one of my passions, just like the New York Giants is one of my passions. So at this point, man, hey, let's have some fun, man. Let's see what the chat's talking about. Y'all got me here for about another 20, 25 minutes maybe. Hey, Gucci Mushi, I appreciate you, man. You the real one, man. I can't be the real one if you're the real one. How can I be the man when you're the man? All right, I had to steal that from Bad Dog. Don't tell him. Shh, a secret. What do I think about the center? What do you mean? What do you mean, Raymond? What do you mean by what do I think about the center? Like our center? Like what do I think about our current situation at center? What do you mean? if we're talking about like our current situation at center, I don't feel right on, Jay. I'm gonna put Jay's information everywhere. If you go on my Twitter, jump on my timeline and kind of scroll down, because I posted that we were going to be on here about 8 hours, and I actually added him in that post. So you can go on there and go to his channel and follow him there. And at the end of the stream, I will put the link to both his channel and his Twitter in the description here. I will also tweet it out. So if you're not following me on Twitter, you're fucking wrong. Okay, you need to be following me on Twitter, because I'll be on there. I'll be talking all day long, all kinds of stuff. I am super interactive on Twitter. If you follow me, I will more than likely follow you back. And then if I hate your fucking timeline, then I may mute your ass. But like, I'm there. Raymond, okay, so yeah, our current situation at center. I don't feel great about it. I'll be completely honest with you. I don't know what we're gonna do at center. I've talked about it. I've talked about it, a few times, both live, and I've talked about it, on recorded videos. I feel like we got a big question mark at center right now. I mean, we got Spencer Pulley, we got Nick Gates, who's supposedly been practicing being a center. I don't know. Shane Lemieux. I got to get over my shyness. I'm gonna try, man. I'm gonna keep working on it. Shane Lemieux, apparently he can snap. I've said that before. I don't know, man. I feel like I really feel like, as it stands right now, our center position, it's such a big question mark, man. And I'm concerned because I'm not a big Spencer Pulley fan to begin with, right? John Jalapio, he's still not signed, and I don't know how that works with him right now. It looks like tomorrow, rookies, quarterback, and injured players can come to the facility. So is Jalapio going to be there? I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's still an unsigned, unrestricted free agent. So I don't foresee him being there. We'd have to put some ink on paper for him to come and rock with us. But even still, like, here's the thing about John Jalapio. I like his attitude. I like the fact that he does have a nasty streak. He's a gorilla. He calls himself that. He does have a nasty streak. And he did play well for us at center. The problem is that this is now 2 years in a row that this dude's hurt. The best ability is availability, man. If you ain't available, I don't need you on my roster. So I don't know. I'm hoping that maybe we got a center already in maybe a Lemieux or maybe a Nick Gates. I don't know. We're gonna have to see. All right, I'm gonna show this. What do I think about the Baker situation? I feel like someone trying to mess with him. I know fans probably hate him, but I'm still with the innocent until proven guilty, and he's innocent right now. All right. I'm not going to speak on his innocence or his guilt. I'm not that guy. All right. I don't believe in jury by media or by people. I don't believe in that. All right. His situation looks like shit. It looks shitty. I'm not happy with the situation. I'm not happy with the fact that he put himself in that position. I'm not happy that he was there to begin with. The information that's coming out makes no fucking sense. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know if this dude is paying people off. I don't know if they part of some crazy CSI, Law and Order, SVU, crazy, investigation. I don't know what the hell's happening here. I have no idea. None of this information makes sense. All these people sound suspect. DeAndre Baker seems a little suspect. His lawyers seem a little suspect. Listen, I don't know, man. It's a situation that it's a situation that I just shake my head at, man. Like as an older dude who spent the vast majority of his adult life staying out of trouble when the the vast majority of his youth life was I never really got in any kind of crazy trouble. I never got like arrested or nothing stupid like that. But I mean, like when I was younger, I was young and I was stupid. You know what I'm saying? But like as an adult, I spent the vast majority of my life trying to stay out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've been successful at it. Knock on wood. I've stayed out of trouble. So when I see somebody who's like living the dream, able to get paid a buttload of money to play a game, and you put yourself in a position to mess that all up, I can't help but just to shake my head at it, man. I'm all about second chances, right? So I hope that he's found innocent, and I hope that he's here and he's playing. I hope that. But I don't know, man. And I'm not going to really comment on guilt or innocence or my opinions of him as a person until all this stuff comes out. And when it all comes out and he's found guilty or innocent, I'll speak on it a little bit more. But until then, I shake my head at the situation. It's a bad situation, and I'm disappointed that you put yourself in that position in the first place when you're supposed to be getting your mind right for the season. Like that's how I feel. All right. The COVID-19 shortened shit makes it a little tougher for a guy like Lemieux. He needs a bit more time. I don't know. Gates is valuable as a deaf guy, in my opinion. If Jalapeno can go, yeah, I can live with that. I mean, it sucks, man, because we don't even really have a preseason. We may get 2 games, maybe. We don't even have like a preseason. I still don't really know how the OTAs are going to go. I still don't even really know how the training camps are going to go. So like there's some work to do, man. There's some work to do to figure out which one of these guys can do this job. I mean, I don't know. What's my thoughts on Matt Perth? I love Matt Perth, man. I love Matt Perth. Marcus Whitman, that franchise guy, was talking about Matt Perth and how much he liked him. Marcus Whitman is a guy whose opinion I respect. I don't always agree, but I respect his opinion. So I then went and watched some film myself. And, man, I love what I see from Matt Perth. I think he's got tons of potential. I don't think he's going to be a starter anytime soon. Don't look for him. Don't look for him to be a starter this year because I don't think that's going to happen. But I think he's got a lot of potential. He's tall. He's got relatively good movement. He's got pretty good hand placement. He keeps his hat low most of the time. But he's raw. He's raw. And a dude that big should be way more mean. I like my trench guys mean, yo. Hold on a second. I like my trench guys mean. I like my trench guys nasty. I like my trench guys to want to knock someone's fucking head off their shoulders. Like, that's what I want from my trench guys. I don't want no soft-ass dude protecting my quarterback or going to kill the other opponent's quarterback. I want nasty mofos. And Pert seems a little... I don't want to call him light in the ass because that would insinuate that he doesn't weigh enough or he's not big and or strong enough. But like mentality-wise, nasty streak-wise, he's a little light in the ass, man. I want to see a big dude like that knocking people over, running people down. I want to see a big dude like that slightly lift a defender off the ground when at the point of attack. I want to see more nastiness from Perk, and I don't see it right now. But that doesn't mean that it's not there. It doesn't mean that it can't be taught, that he can't learn it. We're gonna have to wait and see. That's just kind of how I feel about that. Perk is still working, probably lots of upside. May seem like listen. He's not gonna start this year. He's gonna be a guy that Mark Colombo is gonna be working with to get him ready. If he does play, it's because somebody's hurt. That's why Pert will get in if somebody's hurt. But don't look for him to be a starter this year. Maybe next year. Maybe. We'll see. And who knows, man? Maybe he turns out to be a bust. You never know. You never know with these guys. But I like what I saw from him on film, and I think he could be someone that's really good. That's my opinion. Even if he's innocent, he still went to a party during court. Listen, I'm always talking to y'all about social distancing. I'm always talking to y'all about wearing a mask and washing your hands and whatnot. I don't necessarily think that it was bad that he went to a party. I don't know how many people was there. I don't know if people was wearing masks, if people was trying to social distance. I don't know. I ain't killed nobody. I don't kill nobody for going and doing something social. All right, like everybody was like, "Oh, look what's going on" when Zeke and Dak had their little gathering. I don't care. I don't care. As long as y'all being safe, you wash your hands, you got a mask on, you ain't touching each other, you ain't touching your face, you ain't sharing foods and liquid and all that. I'm good, man. You do you. Do it safe. Be safe. All right. Don't be the guy walking around asymptomatic with no mask on, give everybody COVID, because that's just a shitty thing to do. But I'm not gonna give him no guff about going to no party. That's whatever. You're a grown ass man. Gotta have a bean streak as a lineman. You damn right you do. You damn right. On offense or on defense, okay? Because that is where the rubber meets the road. Like that is where the battle is happening, is in those trenches. You can't be in the pit, as they call it, and be a nice guy. You be a nice guy on the fucking sideline, in the parking lot, in the locker room, when you're talking to the media. That's when you be a nice guy. But when you're in the pit, you got to be an animal. You got to be ready to kill somebody. All right. That's just my opinion. That's my mentality. When I played football, all right, I wanted to hurt the guy in front of me. I didn't want to injure him forever, but I wanted him to know that rep he lined up against me. It's a war, yo. It's a gladiator sport. I know the NFL is going away from all of the big hits and all that, player safety and protecting, but football is still football, okay? It's one man moving another man when he doesn't want to be moved. That's what football is all about. It's one man stopping another man from moving when he wants to move. That's what football is all about, okay? Like, plain and simple. This game has never changed. We talk about, oh, it's a passing league. It's football. It's just football. It's always been football, okay? It's a war. You go out there with the intent to knock someone on their ass, period, point blank. So if you're in the trenches, you better be nasty. Right now, Pert's not nasty enough for my liking, but I think he can get there. Wait room reps, be a little patient, Giants fans. He's gonna be very good. You're right, Jay. I agree with that. Let's see what else we got here. What else do we got here? I'm just kind of scrolling through before we wrap this bad boy up. I think that's where we're at right now, guys. So listen, we're gonna go ahead and get ready to wrap this bad boy up, man. I appreciate all y'all for coming out. All of those who came out, spent some time with me and Jay. Like I said, go to my Twitter and make sure that you're following me at Pestilence, PESTALANCE. I will make sure that Jay's links are in the descriptions here, and I will also make sure that I tweet those out. Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all coming and spend a little bit of time with me. We're going to have a couple of videos drop this week. A couple of things that I want to talk about. Definitely want to talk about the Marcus Golden situation. Definitely want to talk about the players showing up. I'm gonna kind of wait and see what news is there, because there's some rookies that need to be signed. So we're gonna see what happens there, and I definitely want to talk about this preseason, how this preseason is gonna work. So you guys can expect at least 2 more videos from me this week. probably more. I want to get to a point where I can do a video every day. It's not always the easiest thing in the world to do, but I'm getting there, and we're gonna make sure you guys get plenty of content from me. But best believe when this season starts, when football starts happening, you guys will get a ton of content from me. So I appreciate all y'all coming and spending a little bit of time with me, man. Thank you guys very much. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will get up with you guys later. Deuces.